It's the Jake and Ben Show. 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 Oh.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Jake and Ben Show. My name's Jake, and I'm here with Ben. We got a shorter episode for this weekend for you.
Yes.
Ben's got some things going on in his house. I'm not feeling the best, and we're gonna be a little more low key about this one. We got some big things to talk about though, so let's just get right into it. Waste no time.
Yes. Well, first I'll say we've got crazy winds going on here. Not no Hurricane Florence, but we got some heavy winds. So you might hear gusts, you might not. And
you might hear a tree fall through my window.
Which you know what I find interesting?
Right, what's funny?
Well, funny is every time there's like a gap in between we do this, there's always big stuff. But not just one thing.
Everything.
It's just a plethora of big things. And it's like, okay,
we
got to play catch up. So there was a lot of stuff. And hey, there might even be a moment when we're doing this and I'm like, oh yeah, and then this happened. So there's a lot of stuff. We're going to talk about it. We're going to try to be, not just quick, but, we're going to give you our thoughts and try not to have diarrhea of the mouth. First off, we're going to talk about Captain Marvel. The trailer dropped. What did you think of it?
Oh, okay. I'm going first, I guess. I was a little underwhelmed with it. And there was nothing too major that stood out to me, but of course, I mean, it is our first look at the character as a trailer or teaser, and so you expect that. But me being really excited for this movie, really looking forward to it. This was kind of disappointing, but you saw Captain Marvel punch an old lady in the face, which got the internet all charged up for one reason or another. Which I mean, it was very clearly on the first watch, not actually an old woman. But that's honestly all I can remember from the trailer from when I watched it. I think I might have watched it a couple times when it first came out. I never watched it again to prep for this because I was just not feeling it. It didn't get me too excited. But Ben, what do you think about it? Really?
It got me really excited. I've mentioned I don't know that much about the character. I know surface level. Why it got me excited is I do keep in mind this is a first trailer. It's more of a teaser trailer than a trailer. Normally first ones, they just, here's, we're going to show you some stuff. Second trailer, we get into story. This, I liked that, hey, it's set in the 90s. We start off with Blockbuster, which
that was
got
good.
me in right away. And Sam Jackson, just to comment on what they're doing with him, looking younger, looks great. And Brie Larson, from the moment she was announced, I was excited. She's a phenomenal actress, and she looks great in this. It got me excited even more than what I was. It feels like you get the, this is the MCU, so you get that feel, but also it had, it felt like a, a nice new flavor to it, and I'm quite excited for this. Again, it was the first trailer. I look at this more of a teaser. It teased me. It tickled my ass with a feather, and I want
more, but I don't know if I want more in the way that you want more. I was just underwhelmed, so I'd like some more to kind of make up for that. Where I think as you want more because you really like what you saw, that you just want to keep getting more of that. And
her punching the woman, grandma, I thought was funny because as soon as I seen it, I'm like, okay, there's going to be some articles out of like, OMG, she punched a woman. And then there's going to be this is why she punched a woman. And it was fun to see everybody being, what the fuck, why did she punch a woman? And again, I only know surface level, so to me, surface level, I can assume
there was a line of dialogue that happened right when it happened about like people not looking as they are or something like that. If I remember it correctly, it's something along those lines where I was like, oh, well, it's very obvious this is not an elderly woman.
In this movie, they have scrolls, and what these scrolls are is that they can more not shapeshift, but they can take on other faces. So they're the green looking aliens. Those are the Skrulls, and they can take a face of whoever they want. So I immediately assume that's who the grandma is.
But
honestly, I'm excited for it. I think it looks good. For me, I thought it was a great teaser, and I'm looking forward to it. It comes out in March.
Maybe I'll watch it again after this with some lowered expectations. knowing like what it is, what I'm gonna get.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Do it.
Because we had Infinity War, such a big spectacle event, and we know, spoilers, Captain Marvel is going to play, she's going to be pretty big in 4. Pretty big in 4. And you have Ant-Man and the Wasp, and it's smaller scale story. Yeah, it's Ant-Man and the Wasp, and you do get Giant Man in there, so there are big moments, but it's not a huge spectacle. With this, it seems like we're going to get a nice character story. I'm sure it's still going to be huge. Are you kind of underwhelmed because I want to see the big event?
Maybe subconsciously, but I don't think that was on my mind while watching it. I just thought there wasn't anything in this trailer that stood out to me like something I haven't seen before. Or, it just felt like, paint by numbers superhero movie. It just didn't blow me away. I maybe subconsciously I'm thinking I want more to that whole overarching story, but no, if I were to guess, I don't think that is it. But yeah.
Well, to this trailer, a little fun fact: I believe it's the 3rd Marvel movie to have the highest numbers of watched first trailers in the MCU. It had a lot of views.
Yeah, I saw someone tweeted about it. I think Marvel did it, and Brie Larson quoted it about. But talking about how proud she is or whatnot. But yeah,
you know what? Yeah. But you know what? There's other stuff that came out, and I'll jump back to maybe like a week ago. Joaquin Phoenix, Todd Phillips, Joker movie. There was a photo that Todd Phillips released of Joaquin Phoenix in costume, and he captioned it Arthur, so I assume his name's going to be Arthur in the movie. I liked the photo. I thought it was good. It was a good photo. It got me into it. Then set photos came out, and then set videos came out. The set photos, I was like, that's interesting, but when you watch the video, it's more in context. I'm like, okay, I like that, but you can't really judge too much off of some candid video. That this will look totally different once, we actually see this footage. I'm just going to bring it to this first photo, and if you've seen set photos, did you get into the look of Joaquin Phoenix?
Yes. Did I lose you?
That's it.
Okay, Skype just kind of went weird there. I think you asked what I thought of the photos, right? It cut out, and I only heard about half what you said.
Yeah,
that's a technical difficulty.
See, that's why I wanted to give the warning of the wind.
True,
so
maybe.
We might get
okay. But
here.
I didn't see, because you mentioned I didn't see these set photos. I saw, unless it's the one where you're talking about just Joaquin Phoenix's mug, just his face with no makeup on, with the Arthur thing, which I heard you mention that.
Not the story.
Yeah, I didn't see
actual
any of
set
those
photos and videos that came out.
I
that
just
were
saw
not,
the video, so I just saw the video. So that's really all I can speak on, because I didn't even know that these photos existed until you mentioned it to me earlier while we were on Skype, and I didn't take a peek. But if I could jump right ahead and talk about the video, unless you wanted to share your thoughts on the photo.
Yeah, we'll talk about this video now. To set up this video we're talking about, we're not talking about the set video. We're going to talk about the video that came out today.
Yes.
So, this video.
Yes.
Okay, I was waiting for some confirmation there. Okay, this video, it comes out. Todd Phillips puts it out. This is a screen test of, let's say makeup. Yeah. And it's, you see Joaquin Phoenix, and it's the same photo from the first that he put out, Todd Phillips. But now this is a video and expands on that, and we see the first makeup, at least test makeup, for Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. When I seen this, I'm into it. I dig it. I want to see. It looks different, and that's what I want from this film. And Joaquin Phoenix, I think he's got the look. He's the man. I hope. Yeah,
I really liked this little screen test thing here. I'm kind of happy I didn't see photos released before, because even though I haven't seen them since, I think this is a cool way to actually do like quote unquote like set photos or publicity photos, to do them like this, where it's this kind of cool little like 20-second art piece where it is a screen test, but it works as a tease in a way. I'm totally down for the look. Of course, it's just, the one angled shot, but he's got that smile, and the makeup looks what you'd expect, which is, it's a good thing. It looks top notch. It's haunting. It's kind of this creepy vibe to it, which is cool because the Joker to me has always been kind of frightening. But yeah, I'm totally down for it, and it's looking good.
I have a question for you. This was a question I've been thinking about now with these comic book movies. You have hardcore comic book fans that love comic book accuracy. Now, for me, I don't need comic stories to be told exactly the same. That's why you have a comic there. Let's do something different for the movie. Now, why I asked this question, I can't see how this movie will have any quote-unquote comic book accuracy to any comic book. I'm sure Todd Phillips and, crew will pull, inspiration from certain runs. But even from makeup and stuff, I don't think we're going to get a quote-unquote comic book accurate Joker movie.
Not
Is
at
that
all.
an issue for you? Now, it's not an issue for me. I pose this question because I can already see come October of 2019, people being like, oh my gosh, that's not the Joker I know, which I feel like they'll go with the essence of Joker, but I don't see this movie being comic book, quote unquote, accurate, nor do I need this movie to be.
Right. No, I've always been the guy that's like, just do whatever the movie needs, just do that. I've never really understood just kind of remaking either story arcs or character arcs from previous material. Like, the comic already exists. We don't need that story again. Of course, you can have the story again. Remakes do exist, and remakes are great. But you don't need it again. That story's been told. It's always nice to have something refreshing that's new for comic book fans, even storylines and character arcs they haven't seen before. So no, I don't want it. It can have nothing to do with any comic ever. And I'd still be completely interested. It doesn't make a difference to me at all. I prefer it to be different.
Yeah, what really excites me about the possibility of, the outcome of what this may look like is that it will be something totally different. It's a character study of this guy, and we don't have a crazy, budget that most of these films
That's
have
exciting.
Now, so I get more excited the more I hear and see about this film. However, what I'm not excited for is that Alec Baldwin was originally cast as Thomas Wayne, and like 2 days later, he's like, you know what? Forget that. Never mind. You can get, 25 other guys to do this. Well, I think they maybe got a guy that was maybe like 30th in line. Now, it's not to say he's a bad actor, but just from, it seems like a downgrade, but I don't know. Maybe I'm an asshole. It's this guy, Brett Cullen. He's been in a lot of movies. He's been in The Dark Knight Rises as Congressman.
While I type to look him up.
Ghost Rider. Yeah, Ghost Rider. I just think this is such a downgrade after my man left.
Oh, this dude.
I don't know.
Where? Oh, he's in Apollo 13. Yes. Okay.
Now, I'm not saying he's a bad actor.
He's a downgrade.
He's not Alec Baldwin. I feel like when Alec Baldwin said there's 25 other guys, I'm like, okay, yeah, maybe I can see some other. But this guy seems like maybe the 40th pick, maybe 50th.
Yeah, I'd say probably around 40, 50.
Yeah. And because this cast looks pretty good, you get obviously Joaquin Phoenix. That's why I'm going to see this movie. You got Zazie Beetz from Atlanta and Deadpool 2. You've got my man Bobby D, Robert De Niro in there. You got Mark Maron. I think that's a nice guy to have in there. And they've got some other cast members in there that are pretty good. But you go from Joaquin Phoenix, Bobby D, and Alec Baldwin's going to be in this 2 days later. No, and then this is
I think
the guy
if you weren't thinking,
I mean, hey, he may come.
If you never knew he was cast, you wouldn't even bat an eye at this. Like, there's going to be non-A-list actors in this movie, so you wouldn't bat an eye. But I think it's just because we were teased. We had that little tease, and it's like,
yes,
here's Brett Cullen. I'm just kidding.
And it's not to say he'll be bad or good. He could do an amazing job with this. Just as of now, it's
It's so
it doesn't get me any more excited.
So hard to not just be a dick to him. You're like tiptoeing around saying like, "Oh, fuck this guy," but you're like, "Yeah, it's 30 or 40."
What? I was so excited when Alec Baldwin was announced. I texted you. It got me charged up.
Mm-hmm.
And
poor Brett Cullen.
It doesn't bring me down from that movie, but it wasn't exciting at all. But you know what? Yesterday, a man that runs Disney, Bob Iger, I'm a big fan of this guy, had an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, and there was a lot of stuff that came out from this interview, a lot of stuff, and you know what? I'm going to go to Star Wars.
Always. I don't think it's a Jake and Ben show episode without a little Star Wars action.
Exactly. So we're going to talk about some stuff. And The Hollywood Reporter, they go on an ad. They ask Bob Iger. They had broke a story a little bit ago that Lucasfilm was going to, take a step back, look at things with these films, and put some stuff on the back burner. Mostly spin-off films, a Star Wars story. So now Hollywood Reporter, they're interviewing Bob Iger, and they ask him this question. Many believe Disney should pump the brakes and not put out a Star Wars movie each year. This is the question. He goes on to answer, I made a timing decision, and as I look back, I think the mistake that I made, I take blame. Now, I want to address that first right there, because there's people that have issues how Lucasfilm is run, rightfully so. You can have those issues. There's one person within Lucasfilm that tends to get a lot of, shit. Kathleen Kennedy. I happen to think she's done a good job, from bringing, there was a time when us fans got along, The Force Awakens, and there was a time before that when Star Wars was looked at as a joke because of the prequels. Came back in a more serious sense. Now we have our divide here. Now, why I think she gets too much shit is that for something like this of Solo debacle, there was a lot of things that went wrong with that, and one of them is, like he said here, he made a mistake and it's his mistake to own, and that I think he's clearly talking about the timing that Solo came out, with Lucasfilm wanting to move it to December, but Disney said we need this to come out now. They were hoping it would make money, so investors, shareholders would see the first quarter or second quarter of the year. And they had said, hey, reshoots, take all the money you want, but don't expect anything for marketing because that's all going to Infinity War. Now, I think he owns this. To me, I think that's directly what he's talking about. He goes on to say, he says, I take the blame, was a little too much, too fast. You can expect some slowdown. That doesn't mean we're not going to make films. JJ is busy making 9. We have creative entities, including David Benioff and D.B. Weiss, who are developing sagas of their own, which we haven't been specific about. And we are just at the point where we're going to start making decision on what's to come after JJ. But I think we're going to be a little more careful about volume and timing, and the buck stops on that. So you hear that. I haven't heard your thoughts on that. I want to hear. There's a lot of stuff in here.
I quite like these comments. The ones that stand out to me specifically are the slowing, putting the brakes on the films. I like hearing that because I've kind of always felt like Star Wars has this special. It's very nostalgic and special that other franchises aren't quite. And for that reason, I like getting it in small doses. So, like, when The Force Awakens came back, that was crazy. You could feel the energy just, at the theater seeing it and with friends talking about it and on the internet. And that was just because, we haven't had a good Star Wars movie in so long. And then we got it, and it paid off for me huge. And, now with, every subsequent film, I've lost that substantially, and I think Star Wars thrives off that. I'm sure I've said something in this vein before. This is nothing new, but I think Star Wars they gotta come out in smaller doses. they've been pumping them out yearly. I don't think we need that, and I think it shows in just like Solo kind of being a flop and being just way less quality than those other ones. Like all the Last Jedi backlash, like there's something going on. And I think just taking your time, not rushing it, is the right approach. And I'm really happy to hear that. You know, I love the new Star Wars movies. I love them. I think they rival the originals, for the exception of Solo. But yeah, just putting the brakes on is not going to hurt.
Yeah, I mostly take good out of this. I like that they acknowledge that they've made some mistakes, and him specifically. And I mean, it's something to also note is we're never gonna get that moment in 2015, having that 10-year break from the prequels, and if you just disregarded those, the 30 years since the OT, we're never getting that. We're still gonna don't get it twisted to because once this came out, I already knew there was going to be some clickbaity, titles going on, the YouTube of people saying, oh, fucking Star Wars, canceling Star Wars. It's over. It's done. And there's going to be a lot of Star Wars, just maybe not as much now. I'm fine with, but at the same time, I'd never had an issue with one a year. I think that's why you do your Star Wars stories, scale them back, and have your big saga film. Now, if you want to take those away, I'm okay. I'm there for the saga films. I'll take what I can get. Now, what I like about this is, take your time with one film at a time there. Uh-oh.
All right, yeah. Okay, hold on. We're back now. We're back, Ben. We're back.
Okay. Yes, we're back. Here we are. Like I mentioned, there's some winds going around. And, it's a good thing I mentioned that because power went out when I was just starting to, get there with talking about Star Wars, and I'm slowing down.
Yeah.
And then I got cut off. My heart was racing. I don't know what you said.
Because I couldn't hear you all of a sudden. I just stopped hearing you. I thought, oh no, he's going to ask me a question. I'm going to miss it again. And I'm going to sit there and go, yep.
You say
but that never happened. And we just...
If there was... How much of a reaction there was.
That was funny. I'm glad you're back.
Yeah, here I am. I don't even know where I left off.
I was talking about Star Wars.
So this is what I'll... Yeah, I know we left off on Star Wars. I don't know what I was saying. So I'll say this. I think it's good. I think we scale back down. I was fine with one a year. But if you want to give me one every other year, one every two... Fine. Cool. Give me it. And I feel, if you concentrate one production at a time, maybe we'll have less problems. Force Awakens, for the most part, good production. Rogue One, not so good. Last Jedi, best production from the new regime at Lucasfilm so far. Solo, what the fuck happened there? What was pre-production not a thing for Solo? Did they just say, "Yo, you guys, Phil Lord and Chris Miller, go and shoot a film," and then they come back and are like, "What's going on here?"
Yeah,
what happened to pre-production? Because when you would think, don't you think you would have? And this a lot comes from John Caston for the stream release of whatever you call it, the digital release of Solo. Was last Tuesday, and he put out a bunch of, it was 52 or 62 facts about the filming.
Oh, that's interesting.
And he gave Phil Lord and Chris Miller some credit for a lot of the stuff. He was like, oh yeah, and this you guys liked, that was Phil Lord and Chris Miller, which took me back, and I was like, I
want to read those. Did he tweet them or something?
Then he tweeted them out. There's it's interesting. Some are just throw away. Oh, there's some really interesting stuff in there. Definitely not Disney-approved stuff. Well, it's not that scandalous, but there's some stuff that you're like, oh, I'm surprised.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, I like what Ron Howard did. That is just funny.
Damn, I'm gonna go read that after this.
What actually happened?
Go read all those.
Wow. But yeah, I'm looking forward to what JJ's cooking up. I'm gonna tell you something, and I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna ask you something. So Andy Serkis, he had some appearance, whether it was at a Comic-Con or whatever it was some fan thing he was supposed to appear at, and he canceled it not too long ago. Same like Billy D, he had an appearance, he canceled it, and the guy who plays Chewie, Jonas something, canceled an appearance because filming. Now, so people start to speculate, hey, wait a minute, Andy doesn't have a lot going on right now. He has his Jungle Book movie Mowgli, but that got a pushback. Netflix purchased it, so they're not filming. And he made within that, he's going to make another film for Netflix, but he's not shooting it now. So he's got nothing going on right now. So people
Snoke lives.
Thought, wait a minute, Snoke lives. So I'm going to ask you a question. I don't want Snoke to be alive.
Me either.
Whatsoever. To me, it's different than Maul because we've seen Maul get cut in half, but we didn't see him die. We've seen Snoke get cut in half, but not only that, we went back for a shot to see him dead when Hux goes in the throne room. He's dead. I don't care how you explain it. And if you say a clone, no thanks. What I'll take a flashback, or Palpatine, he had contingency plans. And you'd still kind of seen him, except obviously not in life form because he's dead. Or is he? Maybe they'll change that up. You never know. I'm fine if he's in a flashback. I'm fine if he had some contingency plan in which he, recorded some stuff. I'm fine. If he's alive, maybe you can't explain that. No, because you went back. It's one thing to see somebody get cut in half, but you don't see a shot of him laying dead. We've seen him lay dead. I don't think there's any way you can explain he's alive. I would be very disappointed if that's what happens. And it's not even to say he's in the movie. That's just speculation. If he is, what would you like from it? Or what would be your speculation? What would you be happy with and unhappy with?
I don't know what I'd be unhappy with this clone thing that you briefly mentioned. That just seems cheap. I'll be happy with the flashback, like you mentioned. And I don't know if I'm okay. I don't want him to come back to life. I don't. I think that'd be a little goofy. But then again, I don't know. Maybe they can pull it off. I don't want to pass judgment on. Like, I love that character, and I'd like to see him back. So if they have a good way to bring him back to life, I'll trust them. I'll trust JJ. But for me, I think a flashback would be the best. That's what I'm hoping for at the moment.
Yeah. I mean, I trust JJ. I really do. When Force Awakens came around,
and this is just JJ, totally speculation. We don't even know for sure JJ, he's going to be back.
Exactly. He could have canceled it because he had massive diarrhea. We don't know.
That's why I cancel most of my events.
That's it's an understandable reason. So yeah, that's some episode 9 stuff. There were some rumors going out, but I mean rumors. I can't really. I don't know. I'm not into Rumorville.
No Rumorville over here. Just facts.
I used to for Force Awakens. I read into everything, but yeah, I like facts. I don't like rumors. I can get down speculation, just not rumors.
Yeah. So I'm thrown. I'm so thrown off still from just getting all screwed up.
Right. Yeah. No. Yeah. Jump right back into it. Now I have other questions. I am going to tell you something that's factual, and then I'm going to ask you some questions. I have a bunch of questions for you coming up. First, the facts. So Disney streaming service, they're coming out next year. Whether it's called Disney Direct, Disney Straight to Consumer, whatever you want to call it. I'm sure we'll get an official title soon. Which they said there was an official title, not them. It was a report, but apparently that's not the title. So. Streaming service coming out. Marvel, when they announced, they said, hey, we're going to have a live-action Star Wars show. We're going to have some Marvel shows also. Well, you find out what the Marvel shows are. They say Loki is going to have a miniseries, and so is Scarlet Witch, along with many other Marvel characters. So I got excited.
And this is Elizabeth Olsen and Tom Hiddleston, right?
Elizabeth Olsen and Tom Hiddleston. This will be connected to the MCU, and Kevin Feige will have, he will produce it, and he will be hands-on with this. Now, what gets me excited is we got the Netflix Marvel shows. There's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. None of that's connected to the MCU. I mean, sure, you can make an argument about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because some stuff connects, but even then, no. To me, it's not connected. And why is that? You have, in Marvel, there's the division. You got your film, Kevin Feige, and what's the guy, Perlmutter? Perlmutter that does the TV. And those two don't get along. And when Disney purchased Marvel Studios, they gave Kevin, more power. He didn't have to answer to anybody except, Bob Iger or Alan Horn. So, why I say this will connect to the MCU. And, obviously Tom Hiddleston and Elizabeth Olsen. I'm excited for this, but then I'm excited to see more Loki, whether that's prequel or, we'll have to see Avengers 4 to see what happens. Scarlet Witch, this character I've grown quite fond of after not being all that, impressed with her. And I'm excited, especially being 6 to 8 episodes. You don't need anything long, 10, 13, 15, under that. 6 to 8, that's a sweet spot. And then to say there'll be many other Marvel heroes to get these shows gets me excited, because I look at something like Tessa Thompson as Valkyrie. I want that show. I think that's a mistake not to have Tessa Thompson back and give her 6 to 8 episodes, because it's a character that may not be able to carry her own movie, but will make a hell of a series. And to me, I think we're in the age of a lot of series now are quite better than films. So this gets me really excited. I'll have questions.
Okay,
I'm going to hand it off to you.
I like the sound of this. I think golden age of television is what we're in, and the MCU could benefit from some high quality TV. I know they have their Netflix stuff, but honestly, I haven't watched something since Daredevil season 2 or maybe Jessica Jones season 1. I'm kind of over it. I don't really care. But this is actual core MCU characters in their own series, and I like miniseries. I'm always a fan of that. TV shows are just so much to spend, so much time to spend on. Gotta binge that stuff if you want to do some other things in your life. So having 6 episodes, like you mentioned, that I like that. Seeing these characters, I think they're both characters that could have some room to tell for story wise. I don't think we've seen enough from Scarlet Witch, so there's definitely some stuff there. Tom Hiddleston's Loki, of course, is amazing. I'm looking forward to their streaming service. It sounds way more exciting than DC's.
I am so excited for this.
What was the fuck Batman thing called again? What are those? The Titans? Yes.
Titans. That comes out in October.
But yeah, I mean, I think I've said everything about that streaming service. Yeah.
What I'm excited about the streaming service and why Disney wanted to purchase 20th Century Fox's assets, where they have a lot of television series, movies, so they can put on this streaming service. Bob Iger even talks about that in The Hollywood Reporter. I think it's a great interview. If anybody's interested in Disney, Marvel, Star Wars, go read it. I think it's good. And you got me on board with this Star Wars live action because I'm a Star Wars fanatic. I'm getting that streaming service day one. But then what's after that? Okay, you tell me Clone Wars is going to be on there, the animated series. You got me even more. You tell me there's going to be mini-series, Marvel shows. You got my money already. If it came down to only one streaming service, what am I going to have? It's going to be this Disney streaming service, because you got Star Wars. And, let me see if I can find this quote real quick. It's what Bob Iger, he was talking about. He was saying, we're in a place where when this launches, sure, you're going to see some stuff where, we're not going to start off great, but we're in this for the long run. And what do we have that other companies don't have? We have Star Wars. We have Marvel. We have Pixar. And if I can get the actual quote, it's, I think, a very good one. But he goes on to say that stuff, which is, sure, you got Star Wars, so you already got Star Wars fans. You got Marvel. You got Marvel fans. People are going to get this. People are going to be interested. And, again, what excites me is that these lesser characters that can't carry their own movie, but we like, now have a chance to have, their own show, which was also reported that this will have a hefty budget. It won't be cheap. They're gonna, make good quality. Now, a question I wanted to ask. So Star Wars, they're gonna, slow down on movies, just movies. We got a lot of Star Wars, whether it be games coming out, comic books, animated shows, live action TV show now. What if you take this model of miniseries and you give Obi-Wan a miniseries? If you've heard me talk, I wanted to see an Obi-Wan movie, but then I see this of, hey, Loki's getting a miniseries, 6 to 8 episodes. What if Obi-Wan had a miniseries, 6 to 8 episodes? What if, someone smaller had a miniseries?
Yeah,
I think
I like
this
that.
just opens up so many doors for content. So I don't need all these movies, but hey, you have a venue to tell, small stories through television.
Yeah.
I think that'd be awesome.
I agree for
What do you
sure.
think?
I was mentioning like the nostalgic factor of Star Wars earlier, and you could save that for the movies and just like flex your creative muscles on these TV series if you want to. Make them cost less to make, so you have less of a risk. You can maybe think more outside of the box. It's the streaming service is your oyster, which is how the saying goes. Yeah, no, I'm totally down for anything they want to do. I'm curious to see on the streaming service. I'm getting excited because we were talking about the Marvel stuff, and then we transition here to the Star Wars stuff, and I'm like, Jesus, this sounds like it'd be worth my money monthly. Yeah,
damn right. Now I found the quote, and he so the question was, how do you see recent interest in premium content for the digital giants? He goes on to say, I'm impressed with what has been accomplished at Netflix and Amazon, but none of them is either Disney or Marvel or Pixar or Star Wars or National Geographic or FX or Searchlight or Avatar. I could go on. Jeez. So we entered the business that they're in many respects, with advantages from the content perspective that will enable us to focus on quality rather than just volume.
That Bob Iger hit them.
Yeah,
hit them
you
with
hear
that.
List,
eh? He did that. He hit him with the list.
He hit him with the list.
Jeez.
He hit them with the list,
man.
And that's the thing. I love Netflix, and like he even goes on to compliment Netflix on here because HBO, somebody within HBO, or it was AT&T purchased Time Warner, which HBO also. Anyways, somebody came out and pretty much said, "Yo, Netflix, they ain't shit. We got the quality. They're like Walmart." And so he was asking here, so like, what do you think of Netflix? With this guy calling it like Walmart, and he goes on to say, "Hey, I like Walmart. We got a good working relationship with Walmart. I happen to like Walmart, but like the thing is, like with Netflix, I guess you could say it's Walmart because you got a lot of shitty stuff, but then you got good stuff in there, like Stranger Things. So it's just a catalog of, you can go down, an aisle, and you just got stuff you'd want to pull from. But like he says here, you have something that DC doesn't, or DC Universe, Amazon, Netflix, or Nickelodeon, any of these streaming services. You have, you've got Star Wars, you've got Marvel, you've got Pixar, Disney, you've got all this. This is the streaming service that in like 2 years from now, this is what everybody will want to have. And again, they're not just doing Marvel, they're not just doing Star Wars. They have a live action Lady and the Tramp movie they're making for that, and many other things. So it gets me excited. It comes out holiday next year. From the way it's been spoken of, that the Star Wars, Jon Favreau's Star Wars show will be a day one launch, I believe. That's not confirmed, but they've talked about it as if like this is what's gonna get people to buy this. Well, get a subscription right away. So if that's the case, I'm getting it day one. I'll binge that show.
I just hope that the stuff they're making is good. Like they got the tools. They just got to make a good house.
They do, and well, even to go on to what he was talking about, Star Wars. Now, hey, you can say slow down and pump the brakes and concentrate one production at a time, but is it good or is it not? I think Disney is in the business of wanting to make stuff good, so they get a return on it.
For sure.
I think they want this Star Wars show to be a great show, because if it is, everybody's going to talk about it. People are going to say, where can I watch this? It's Disney streaming service. You'll get people on there. That will pass by and they're like, what else? Oh, here's a movie, Lady and the Tramp for you. They're going to want that to be good to keep people. Then they'll say, what else? Well, here's a Loki show. They're going to want it to be good so people buy this, so they can become bigger than Netflix. And it'll take a few years. Bob Iger acknowledges that in this interview. But like he says, they've got all these, they've got all this content that, again, your first priority is make something good. If it's shit, nobody's going to want to buy it. But I usually trust Disney. Not to say they don't have clunkers, they do.
It's a funny word.
But more than not, I trust them. Yeah. So Disney streaming service, there it is. I want to quickly shout something out. So Marvel, they were talking about doing an Eternals movie, like Captain Marvel, just surface level, You know what? I know more of Captain Marvel, which is not much, than the Eternals. Why I mention that is they got a director, and let me get this director up. I wanted to, hit you with something, and here it is. So Marvel gets first woman of color to direct the Eternals. Yeah, it's an Asian woman. She is Chloe Zhao. She's a Chinese filmmaker, and she what'd she have? She had a movie that was. What was this movie called? It was a big indie film. A lot of people loved it.
Oh, it's The Rider. I saw a trailer for this, and it looks awful. Is this the movie I'm thinking it is?
Really?
It's got great reviews.
It's got a really... Yeah, it's got great reviews. Oh my god,
yeah, this is the movie. I saw the trailer for this when I was seeing American Animals, and this just looked like a piece of shit. I didn't think...
Really?
Is this the movie? It's gotta be the movie. I'm just skimming through the trailer. Maybe this isn't it. It's some dude. Yeah, this is it. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, I'm sure it's great. It's got amazing reviews. I just didn't think the trailer was anything special at all. Anyways.
Yeah, well, she's going to be directing this this movie.
This movie has a 92% on Metascore with 42 reviews. That's quite amazing, actually. Oh yeah. Well, I don't doubt her talents. Then let's see what else she's got. Another film, Songs My Brother Taught Me. That's a unique title. Interesting. Damn. Okay. Good for her. Yeah. No, that's a unique pick. Good pick.
So there you go. They got a director that's coming.
Yeah. All right. I don't really have much to say because I haven't seen any of these films. Wow. What's
this? Don't you love ads?
I hate ads.
Everything.
It's weird watching ads in 2018. It's 2018. We don't need ads.
Yeah, exactly. So, here it is. Yeah, the writer, director, Clouseau looks blah blah blah. She's gonna Okay, so the Eternals is set millions of years ago when the cosmic beings known as the Sentials genetically experiment on humans, creating the superpowered individuals as well as more villains, offshoots known as the Deviants. Now, that's not a synopsis of the film that they're going to be doing. We don't know the film they're going to be doing, so maybe they'll go with the the comic book accuracy to start off. But probably not. Why not? Maybe. But yeah, so that's coming.
I don't really,
that's
coming.
I
don't have to say that's cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you know what? I'm looking here, and I think we hit everything. Thanks to this wind, we have some interference, but there's something we'll talk about.
All right.
It's The Predator, directed by Shane Black, written by Shane Black. It's supposed to be the one to do it. It's the one to do it. It's going to be a big franchise to change things, and we're gonna, things are gonna happen with this movie. I seen it. You've seen it.
Yeah, I quite dug it, actually.
From what I know, and I'll let you speak.
I thought look, I have no previous Predator experience. I haven't seen another Predator movie. I'm an Alien fan, but of course, I haven't even seen the Alien versus Predator movies. I'm just like, what is a Predator? Anyways, so I go into this movie and not expecting much of anything. I'm like lukewarm on the trailers, like whatever. I'm just gonna go and see what happens. The reviews are mixed to negative, really. But I couldn't believe how much fun I had. I thought it was quite funny. I really liked the chemistry between the cast. There was some great moments. One particular one stands out to me, suspenseful with the Predator, and look, it is as the movie goes along, it gets more and more fucking dumb. Like it is like this. There's some stuff in this movie that I could not believe I was seeing in a movie of this scale. That is not a comedy. Like there's some dumb shit. But I can't deny that this movie is fucking it's wild, but it's fun, and there's something kind of charming about its stupidity. So I'm totally down for that. Yeah, like it's got. I'm thinking of like two moments in my head that are like, Jesus Christ, that's in this movie, and yeah, it you got to know what you're going into. It's stupid, but there's a charm to it, and it's fun, and yeah, I dug it. I really dug it. I thought it was a good ass movie. Anyways, your thoughts?
This movie.
Ooh,
this movie
ouch.
hurt. It did hurt. Yeah. So I am a big fan of Predator, first one with Arnold. It was one of the childhood movies. I loved it. It's a great movie. And you could talk about Predator 2. I don't fancy it. It's all right, but Predator. And then you get Alien versus Predator. Two terrible movies, but I mean, I at some points there's some fun to be had. Then there's Predators. I thought it was the best one since the first, but still not all that good. It was okay. I enjoyed that movie a bit. This one, I had high hopes. Shane Black being in the first one, being a ghostwriter on the first one, I would think he has a tap on this. And what, the Predator means. Now, the thing, this movie's a comedy.
Yeah.
It's a comedy. Predator was it was an action movie, but it was a thriller. It had horror aspects to it. It was funny, but in no way was it a comedy. This one is a straight comedy action. They say action comedy, but this was comedy first, action second. It's a little bit of thriller, but it didn't lean into any of that whatsoever. And I'm okay if you want. Like, I liked some of the lore to it, but it just man, it really hurt. It hurt. I can't name you any of these characters.
I don't remember.
I can't.
Either, but
I don't remember
with
them.
names, so
I can name you Dutch. I can name you Dylan. I can name you Mac. I can name you Bland. I can name you Billy.
I assume.
yeah. I can name you Hawkins. I can't name you anybody from this film.
Years to sit with the first.
Not even. Listen, okay, I'll give you that. However, the thing is, what the Predator does so good within the first 15 minutes, you know who these guys are. Are these? There's just nuts.
Yeah,
in this one,
they do.
There's nuts.
Yeah.
But the thing about that is, they spend. The Predator and Predator are about the same in length runtime. The Predator is like an hour and 46. I mean, the Predator is around an hour and 48. Predator is around an hour and 46. You spend so much time trying to, care, Shane Black's trying to get you to care about these characters. But I don't. You spend like an hour and a half trying to convince me to like these characters, and I just don't. Are they funny? Yeah, I just don't like what's going on. Within 15 minutes of Predator, I know these guys and I care about them. And not even, it takes about 20 minutes to get into what Predator is. This, it takes you, like an hour and 20 minutes to get into this, of what's going on. And even to that, the thing I felt was mishandled so big was the Predators in it. I don't know what the hell was going on with it, and can we talk spoilers?
Do some loose spoilers, I think. Just
okay, because and this broke a record. This movie did. It broke a record for the lowest opening for 4,000 screens. Yeah, it's not doing well. However, I would like it to do well, just, so I can see, and hopefully there's a Predator movie. So hopefully there's, you know what? Give me a Predator movie. I will do it justice. I will make at least a decent Predator film. What was disappointing is just Shane Black. He's the man. I thought he was the man to do this. It's like this was by far the worst Shane Black film. It was, yeah. When I walked out, I was like, okay, it's all right. It's fine. The more I thought about it, the more it hurt. And it was just sad. My biggest problem with because this is spoilers galore. What I want to say, I guess I can kind of dance around it now because we've had Predator movies before. We know. I mean, if you've seen those, you know what the Predator is, and I like some of the lore they add to it, but then you tell me why they're there, and I can't get into why they're there. First of all, it's kind of convoluted of what the one Predator's trying to do. If he's trying to do what he's trying to do, then why is he, doing Predator things? Well, if that's vague enough. And when it comes to, the big boy, first off, these two Predators are just bitches compared to, the first Predator. That guy, or who, guy or her, whatever, that Predator knew how to fuck shit up. That Predator knew what he was doing. These ones are just, they are bitches, especially the big guy. If you're going to tell me there's a bigger Predator out there, he's got to be badass. And the thing with Predator, the original, the Arnold one, there's no, I mean, I guess in a sense there's heroic sacrifices, but within that, they're not sacrifices at all. This Predator is a bad motherfucker, and he's going to fuck you all up one by one. And the big guy, he didn't really do
like
that.
The dogs?
He didn't really do that.
Yeah, the dogs are dumb.
I hated the dogs. I mean, yeah, they were really bad. Take the dogs out. Like, you know what? Take your first story of, I'll try to be loose here, but when, in the opening, when you see the Predators come to Earth, you can take that story, but let's take out the element of what the one is doing there, what he's truly doing there. Take that element out, and maybe this is just like a, he's on the run. This is
yeah. Did I lose you again? Tell me I didn't lose you again. Ben, are you there? Ben, are you there? Oh, he texted me that the power's out again. Oh my god. Alright, guys. Ben and I are going to do some Predator talk in the future. We might do a review of it. Maybe we'll talk spoilers next week. Because there's more I want to talk about with Ben. Because I think we're on different wavelengths. And I think there's a conversation there. So this has been the Jake and Ben show on this crazy windy afternoon. I've had a migraine the past 3 days. I got to go to the hospital in a week or two to get my head scanned. I'm not doing well. Ben's not doing well with the internet thing, but we're still Jake and Ben. This is still the Jake and Ben show. I'm trying to quote the end of Pontypool, but I don't remember it. Fuck. Anyways, something like that. Bye. Wow.